Hello, and once again, you're welcome to another interesting edition of the program Inside Politics, coming to you from Frontline TV. Now, Inside Politics in today's edition is going to be quite interesting because it has to do with a wake up call that has to do with setting the pace for unity among political parties in Jalingo, Taraba State. And I have with me a friend, a brother, an analyst. I will allow him to introduce himself so that you get to know more of his background. So, sir, you are welcome. We know more about you.
Okay, thank you very much for having me, and thank you, our viewers. My name is Joseph Danasabe Fwachabe. I am a financial analyst, a political analyst, and also privileged to be a chartered accountant certified by the Institute of Chartered Accountant of Nigeria. I think I will stop here for the introduction. Thank you for having me once again.
Joseph Danasabe Fwachabe, it's so good to have you. I just like the way you actually gave us your background. And since being today's edition of the program is purely on a wake-up call that has to do with some of the political crisis, that we have been encountering, we have been seeing, we have been reading, we have been hearing in Jalingo. It's just about a wake-up call on how there can be a unity of purpose and how we are going to advance forward. Well, my name is still Musa Calvin, your presenter, your host on the program, saying you are welcome. I hope that for the next minutes, you join us in this interesting edition of the program Inside Politics from Frontline TV here in Jalingo. Well, like I said earlier, it's a wake-up call for unity amongst so many of the political parties that we have here in Taraba State. Now, since the return of democracy in 1999, Taraba State has remained under the leadership of the People's Democratic Party, talking about the PDP. Now, for over 2 decades, the PDP has maintained a grip on the state, largely due to 2 factors: the disunity of the opposition parties, that is the APC, All Progressives People's Congress, and the exploitation of religious sentiments. Now, while other states across Nigeria have experienced shifts in political power that allowed for competition and also accountability. Now, Taraba State has remained an exception. And that is why Frontline TV, we took it upon ourselves to invite Joseph Fwachabe as a political analyst to shed more light that has to do with a path for unity among political parties in Taraba State. Joseph Danasabe, can you shed more light concerning this issue? Because we all know, since 1999, you understand, that's the return of democracy.
Yeah.
Where did we get it wrong when it comes to the issue of unity amongst political parties in Taraba State?
Thank you very much. Based on that particular topic, I want us to look at it from 1999. We have had the privilege of having consistent PDP ruling up to date. And as you earlier said, it is centered around just 2 factors. The first factor, even though initially it wasn't there, but as time goes on, people continue to get exposed politically, and then people continue to participate in politics. People continue to now look at, okay, our life depends on decisions that these political leaders make. So they are becoming more aware of political happenings. So, and the politicians, that is the political players, now decide to look at what are the sentimental areas that we can explore as politicians to be able to win election. So the PDP now look at, okay, Taraba State is fragile. We are diverse in terms of religion, in terms of tribe. We have a lot of tribes. In terms of unity, it is not there in the very strong opposition that we have had in Taraba State, which comes from the APC. So the APC happens to be the very strong opposition since 1999 in Taraba State, which they have opportunity to be able to now, okay, bring in accountability. Because once we have a strong opposition, the leader will be very conscious of his action, and whatever he's going to do, he will ensure that he do things that will better the life of the people that voted him into power. Now, because he knows that they have a better option. That is why I'm saying that the unity of the opposition is going to bring a pathway for development in Taraba State. Now, they will hold the government of the day accountable. Now, if you look at APC, for example, APC have a chance to have won election in 2023. But because after the primaries, even though there are some hitches here and there about the primaries, but after the primaries, what they will have done is that, okay, time is against us. Is this person that emerged or the party has forwarded his name as a party candidate, is it good? Is it okay? Can we rally behind him? Let's take away our personal ambition. Can we rally behind him for the interest of the state and the party? Because once we have a strong opposition, there will be an accountability. And another thing I want us to look at, instead of presenting candidate based on religion or based on some sentiment, we should present candidates that have a track record of development, track record of building businesses from scratch, because ruling a state is like owning a business. So I think when next we are looking at leaders, we should also look at leaders with economic background, leaders that understand business. They have managed business, they have managed people, and they have rise and were successful in what they do. So they can be able to manage a state. Now, let me take you to Gombe State during the time of Ankwambo. Ankwambo is a chartered accountant. He understands the business world, and then he understands how to introduce control in government expenditure. He has done a lot for the state, but in terms of wastages within the state, it is minimal, to the extent that they nickname him laptop, because they say he's going with his laptop. Anything, he will just on his laptop and check. In fact, there were rumors that was going around that he's receiving a lot of every government account, so that if
all the ministries,
all the local government, so that if money goes out, he will see and
he will call you.
What
account for this money?
What is this for? So even though that has not been whether it is fact or not, but however, when you have somebody with a corporate background, not necessarily from financial aspect, but from a corporate world, he understands how systems are built, how systems are strengthened. The issue of this payroll or ghost worker, if at all we have leaders from the corporate world or the commissioners from a very sound corporate background who understand how systems are being strengthened, this thing should not take more than 6 months to be able to trash it. And the public will be well educated in the processes, so that they will not carry misinformation, because misinformation strike. Where will you get 7,000 ghost workers out of the payroll? I don't know how realistic that is.
But then you talked about sentiments. How do we avoid sentiments? Has it been a catalyst or a characteristics why this issue of unity is so difficult to attain?
Yeah, I can tell you that gradually people are beginning to understand that leadership has nothing to do with whether you are an Icheman or whether you are a Christian or you are a Muslim. Now, let's take, for example, I was watching one video on Facebook of a recent. Now, a politician went to the hospital, and all he is looking for is a qualified doctor that would treat him. At that junction, he was not even asking the doctor should be a Muslim or a Christian. The doctor should be my tribe or that. He was just looking at a qualified person. Now, if you go to most of these politicians that travel around, you discover that whether Christian or Muslim, sometimes the pilot might be Muslim and you are a Christian. A pilot might be Christian and you are Muslim. Nobody is asking whether the pilot is a Christian or a Muslim. They just want a good pilot that will take them to their destination. So I want us as a Nigerian, we should apply it in selection of our leaders. Whether the person is a Christian, and I want Taraba State to take this, whether the person is a Christian or a Muslim, it shouldn't deter him from becoming the governor of Taraba State. If today, since 1999, we have not had a Muslim, to be candid, if we can have a good Muslim with a very good track record, we should give him a chance. There is nothing like it must be a Christian. By the time you have that in mind, that your selection of leader must be from your religion, because you have the population, you select your religion. At the end of the day, they will feel relaxed. At the end of the day, they will feel relaxed that whether I do something or not, as far as I am a Christian from a strong political party, I am going to win.
That is all sentimental talks.
Yes, they have nothing to do with our welfare. Now, I thank God it has been test run at the national level. Now, APC decide to try that for political reason, and then they have a Muslim ticket. At the end of the day, I am happy that they won the election, and then we are now experiencing the Muslim. Does the Muslim stop anybody from going to church?
No.
Does it stop you from worshiping your God?
No.
No. So it has present itself that religion is never a problem, but it is just a tool of division from the hands of politicians. It's never a problem when it comes to governance. When you have a good leader, it might be even from the shrine. Pick him as far as he is a good leader. He will rule you. He will not stop you from going. Worship, religion should be personal. By the time we remove religion from the state politics, we're
so
going to progress.
All these ones that you're saying is more or less like a wake-up call. These are things that have hindered us
from development,
retrogressed the process and the progress of every other thing.
Yeah.
So if only people will change their mindset concerning certain things, it doesn't have to do with the religion of the person. It has to do with the capability of the person. What that person is able to, deliver to the people, that has the people at heart. Because we're talking about the path of unity that has to do with the political advancement of Taraba State. You understand? So now, what of the other strong political infrastructures, talking about INEC and also maybe the State Independent Electoral Commission, do they have a role in bringing about that unity we're talking about?
No, INEC is an independent body that is saddled with the responsibility of conducting election, free and fair election.
Be it whoever it may be.
The truth is that once you have a strong opposition, INEC will present what the people vote.
Okay.
Nigerian election that they say is full of rigging here and there, it is just like a coin. They have two sides. Now, if political party A is strong in point X, they will rig in that point X. Election is conducted, and then we should go away from paperwork. We should take away the fear of going digital in our election. In fact, what the political party will need, it is going to cost government less by the time we go digital. If INEC decide to go digital, just sponsor a bill that will make us go digital. Then a political party will spend less, government will spend less in our election. It will show that as your, let's say you see the voting is showing on the screen 500. As you put your fingerprint, it will now show 501.
Okay.
Everything.
It's possible, it's achievable.
It's possible. And then the party agent, you just need, maybe as a political party, you just need expert in IT for them to be at the back end and be monitoring the server. so that it will be protected, it will not be manipulated. Every political party will represent an expert in IT. They will be at the back end as they are monitoring the progress so that the vote cannot be distorted or tempered upon. At the end of the day, you have a clean election. So even when you're going to court, if there are problems, it can easily be tracked because it is digital.
It's digital.
Unlike the paperwork.
Okay.
How will you gather all the ballot paper in Nigeria for you to even present a case for a presidential election? There is no way. Anybody that rigs and become president can never be overturned by a court because you cannot be able to prove it.
Okay. Okay, now, Joseph Danasabe Fwachabe, the future of Taraba State lies in the hands of the people. That's the political scenario.
Yeah.
But the actions of the political parties will determine whether history will be made in the next election. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah. Now, the people have a role to play, but for example, now when the people say, okay, we are tired of how the PDP are ruling the state, for example, and then we want to change. And when you look at the option that the other political parties are presenting, they are even disorganized. They are not even presenting a better option. You will now say, okay, the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. So people will now decide to now go for the political party that is in power because they see that the opposition failed to give them a better option. Okay. Just like in 2019, people were tired of Governor Darius. They were ready to vote him out. Then Sani Contact emerged in the APC. Even the other candidate withdrew and left him. He pushed. Even though some people, they now turned the thing to religion. Some of the people I spoke with that wanted to even, for the purpose of creating a change, so that other PDP might learn a lesson and retract and build a better Taraba when they come back to power. They were ready to vote for Sani. But because the thing has changed to religion correlation that, okay, Muslims are voting APC, Christians are voting PDP. So the needed change was not gotten at that time, which is the right time they will have gotten the state. So, and that is why I'm saying when opposition are presenting candidates, they should present candidates that people will see and say, yes, this person, we can vote in and we can trust him. And political party like APC, people are also looking at the party that can be able to protect their vote. Party like APC, has a strong structure. Their vote can be protected. So when party like APC now present them with a good candidate in the next election, they will have a better option. And even the people on board, if they are seeing that there is a process in producing a better candidate, they will have to come back and look at what are those things that we are doing wrong as a party in government. Let's start doing the right thing so that people will now continue to trust our government.
Okay, now, still on this issue of the pathway of unity, what's your stand when it comes to the issue of people defecting from one party, one political party to another political party? What's your stand concerning that?
No, mostly Nigerian politicians are ambitious. They are not principle-based or ideological-based politicians. So it is, and it is not, it is legal in our constitution. It allows them to move from one party to another. Most of the politicians, not all, but majority of the politicians that move from one party to another, they are either looking for a platform that will give them a ticket to run for an election, or they see that there is tendency for that particular political party to form government. So they want to be part of that government that will be formed. So that is not a problem. But the problem is that the opposition should be a better platform that will continue to checkmate the government in power. And at the end of the day, when election comes, they should be able to be united and present a better candidate so that people will have a better option and there will be accountability in the state.
So now what's going to be your candid opinion when it comes to the issue of the pathway of unity, when it comes to the advancement of this political scenario in Taraba State?
Now, unity is about is a selfless thing. When it comes to unity, you have to remove your own personal interest. As politicians in Taraba State, I'm calling upon them. They should take Taraba interests of Taraba State and Tarabans first before their personal ambition. So if there is anything that is going to bring about progress, is going to bring about accountability, is going to bring our leaders to account within their government and ensure that they do the right thing, politicians should come together and ensure that that thing is done. But any other thing that will bring about destruction, exploitation of Tarabans, they should kick against it. They should bring to the notice of Tarabans. They should educate Tarabans electorate. That is the duty. They owe us a duty of better Taraba. And then we are already in a democratic era. We cannot do without politicians. And we want our politicians to also think of the future of their children, to think of our future. We don't have any other state, be it Muslim or Christian, that are in Taraba State. Taraba State is our state. So everybody should have a chance to be able to contribute to the development of the state. It should not be because I am a Christian, then I have the right to become governor. Or I am a Muslim, I cannot become a governor. We should stop that in Taraba State. We should just go for people that we know they have a good track record and can be able to bring Taraba to that state that we will be proud to say we are from Taraba State once we are outside.
Now, before we conclude on the discussion for today that has to do with the pathway to unity amongst the political parties in Taraba State, the electorates, many times they feel that their rights have been trampled upon. What's going to be your call to the electorate? Because that is where everything, that's the bulk of the work, that's where it lies. The electorates, what's going to be your call?
My call upon them is that the leadership we have is just the replica of what is happening in our homes. So the parents have a duty, they have duties to ensure that they train their children to become better leaders. Then they also have the duty to also educate their children about their conscience, and then whoever they vote, whatever they face, it is the consequences of their vote. Now, if you decide to sell your vote as an electorate, then you should be ready to see leadership that will deal with you. And once the leadership is dealing with you, you don't have to say anything because you sell your vote. So the only thing is that everybody has the right to vote. As electorate, you shouldn't stop anybody from voting his own candidate. Let everybody go and vote when it is time for election. Anybody can go and vote whoever he wants to vote, but we should be ready to vote people that we know are going to better the state, not because of personal thing that we'll get now.
When you're talking about personal things, are you talking about things like godfatherism and stuff like that?
Now, there are personal things. For example, now let's say, let me use myself for example. Now, as a chartered accountant, let's say, okay, in 2027 during campaign, and one of the candidates maybe is not a good team, is not going to be a good leader for Taraba, and he said, okay, come and work with me. When we form government, I'm going to make you commissioner of finance. Now, I am going there to do that work for him because I am anticipating to be the next commissioner of finance. Now, what is the interest of the people of Taraba State? What is this person coming to do for Tarabans? I've not even put it into consideration. Because of my personal interest, I now go and deceive people, convince them, and then we form government and we start misusing the resources of the state. So I am calling upon the people, let us have conscience, let us have our people at heart. Let it not be because of what I will gain, but it should be because I love this state and I love the people of the state and I want the state to work.
Okay. So there you have it. You have been watching us. You have been listening to so many of the inputs being profiled by Joseph Danasabe Fwachabe, a political analyst, a chartered accountant based here in Jalingo, Taraba State, and the program has been Inside Politics, coming to you from Frontline TV. Well, we just hope that you have enjoyed this edition for today, though is the beginning of its time, because I want to believe that in the nearest future, when we call on Joseph Danasabe Fwachabe to please come on board to give us more insight about how certain things can be done analytically, I know you will be able to answer the call so that people will be informed well, they will be educated, and they will have the knowledge of how to go about certain things. Because I think people like you deserve a chance to be able to voice out the things that will be of benefit and the progress of Taraba State. Joseph Danasabe Fwachabe, thank you so much for coming onto the program, Inside Politics on Frontline TV.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for this wonderful program. You are doing your own work very well to ensure that the public are informed. This should be sustained because it's a good one.
Thank you very much.
I'm always available to come and analyze the politics as it is.
And surely we're going to still knock on your door very soon.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it, viewer. Thank you so much for being a part of today's program. Musa Calvin is my name. I want to promise and assure you that more of this kind of issues will be coming up on Frontline TV in the course of time. So why not just stay very close to your phones and also get your data ready so that you'll be able to partake and also comment in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Musa Calvin is my name. Your host on the program is Frontline TV on the program Inside Politics. Bye for now.